Hey, how's it going? I'm Shobha Basavaraj. You're watching Heal Your Body and Mind. Subscribe, hit the bell, give thumbs up, and write.
Why is exposing to sunlight important? What is the duration of exposure? What time of day is good for exposure? Why do we need to maintain required daily allowance RDA of vitamin D? Other sources of vitamin D. Which one of them is a better source and why? How much of the body area is enough for exposure to get enough vitamin D? What are the causes of low vitamin D levels? Although sunlight is all around us, what causes deficiency? Should you use sunscreen while exposing to sunlight? And World Health Organization recommendations. Coming ahead is answers to your queries and more. Stay till the end for inside information. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin that exists in two forms. Vitamin D3 or cholecalciferol, which is the mammalian form, and D2 or ergocalciferol, which is the fungal form. Commonly recommended daily dose of vitamin D is 600 international unit or 15 microgram. Vitamin D deficiency has been linked to osteoporosis, osteomalacia, cancer, depression, muscle weakness, psoriasis, rickets, seasonal affect disorder, and tooth decay. Sources of vitamin D are sunlight, food, supplements. Only a handful of foods contain significant amounts of vitamin D. Cod liver oil, swordfish, salmon, canned tuna, beef liver, egg yolks, and sardines. And if you focus on intake of food to get your vitamin D, you need to eat them nearly every day. If you do not get enough sunlight, you are recommended to take supplements like cod liver oil. 1 tablespoon, that's 14 grams of cod liver oil, contains more than 3 times the recommended daily amount of vitamin D. Although sunlight is all around you, you might be thinking that your skin is producing enough vitamin D. Not quite, because it depends on season, region, time of the day exposed, duration exposed, amount of skin area exposed, and pigment melanin level of your skin. When your skin is exposed to sunlight, the sun's ultraviolet B rays hit cholesterol in the skin cells, providing the energy for vitamin D synthesis to occur. These studies has shown that the body is most efficient in making vitamin D at noon. At midday, the sun is at its highest point, and ultraviolet B rays are most intense. It means that you need less time in the sun to make sufficient vitamin D. Avoid afternoon sun exposure as it increases the risk. Melanin is a pigment that determines the color of your skin. It helps to protect the skin against damage from excess sunlight. It also acts as a natural sunscreen and absorbs the sun's ultraviolet rays to defend against sunburn and skin cancers. Studies has shown that darker-skinned people may need anywhere from 30 minutes to 3 hours longer to get sufficient vitamin D compared to lighter-skinned people. This is a major reason why darker-skinned people have a higher risk of deficiency. Caucasian adults in summer in UK exposures to midday sunlight for 13 minutes 3 times a week is enough to maintain healthy levels. There are studies that have found that 30 minutes of midday summer exposure in Oslo, Norway was equivalent to consuming 10,000 to 20,000 international units of vitamin D. World Health Organization recommends 30 minutes of midday sun exposure wearing swimsuit. People make 50,000 international unit in most Caucasian people, 20,000 to 30,000 international unit in tan people, 8,000 to 10,000 international unit in dark-skinned people. At latitudes greater than 37 degrees north or south, the ultraviolet beta radiation is too low to make vitamin D during late fall to early spring months. If you live farther away from the equator, you make less vitamin D in your skin because the sun's rays, especially the ultraviolet beta rays, is absorbed by Earth's ozone layer. So if you live farther away from equator, you need to spend more time in the sun to produce enough vitamin D. If you live farther away from the equator, you may not produce any vitamin D from the sun for up to 6 months a year during the winter months. If you live in Boston or Edmonton, you would barely make any vitamin D from sunlight between the months of November and February. If you live in Norway, you cannot make vitamin D between October and March. If you live in these areas or similar to these areas, you need to supplement your vitamin D from foods and supplements instead. You need to expose sufficient amount of skin area to sunlight. Wearing a tank top, shorts, or a swimsuit for 10 to 30 minutes 3 times per week is sufficient for lighter skinned people. With darker skinned people, you need to stay in the sun for longer. Sunscreen contains chemicals that either reflect, absorb, or scatter sunlight and exposes the skin to lower levels of harmful ultraviolet rays. Ultraviolet beta rays are essential for making vitamin D. Sunscreen could prevent the skin from producing it. To sum up, the factors that affect your ability to make vitamin D from sunlight are the time of the day, your skin color, how far away you live from the equator, how much skin you expose to sunlight, and whether you're wearing sunscreen or not. Vitamin D regulates calcium and phosphorus, which support cellular processes, bone mineralization, and neuromuscular function. How beneficial and wonderful is the sunlight? It not only enhances the element of beauty in the surroundings, but also provides us with a lot of healing benefits. And now we know why some of the ancient civilizations worshipped sun. In the comments below, write your outdoor activities that you perform to reap the benefits of sunlight. Subscribe, write comments, and give thumbs up. See you next time.